already we have discussed the same thing. You can just read the textbook. Next you have the second law of motion. So you all know about the Newton's second law of motion. It is with respect to mass of the body, if you all remember. Yes, no children? What is mathematical form of Newton's second law of motion? F is equal to m into A. You remember? Force is defined as the product of mass. So force is defined as the product of mass into acceleration. And in the 8th class children, we have also already derived or arrived at this formula F is equal to m into A. You have this, the same thing, but with respect to the concept of momentum here. So momentum also we have studied. It is the momentum. Yes, it is defined as P, represented by P. It is defined as a product of mass into velocity, if you remember. P is equal to m into V, we have studied. Yes, no? So based on this concept, they have derived at the Newton's second law of motion. So you can just read the things which we have given here. So second law of motion, what does it state is, the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. So we just used to tell the force is directly proportional to mass and acceleration, like the directly proportional. In terms of that we used to tell children. But in now 9th class, what you are studying is, you are studying Newton's second law of motion with respect to the concept of momentum. What is momentum? We should study now. So we would now like to know study of acceleration of an object depends on the force applied to it and how we measure force. Before that, so we studied about the concept of pushing the block, wooden block. Yes, no children, if the force is more, yes, well, when the force which you apply is more on any body, then it will move with greater speed or greater velocity. If the force applied by you is this, then it will move with slow, or it will go slow, or it is moving with very low value of velocity. This concept you know. So with this concept, Newton gave one more such, to explain that such property, one more concept he gave, that was the momentum. It is called momentum. And it is represented by capital letter P, children. You have in your textbook this formula, P is equal to m into V. So if the mass is more, the velocity is. So momentum is directly proportional to m into V. It is defined as the product of mass into velocity. So this momentum is a vector quantity, means it has both magnitude as well as the direction. Yes, no? Here velocity, if you consider, again it is a vector quantity. It has direction. Mass means, yes, and velocity also you can tell, it is moving at 2 meter per second, 3 meter per second, 5 meter per second, means it has magnitude. And velocity means which direction the velocity in the object is moving or the vehicle is moving, if at all we discuss. Of course it has magnitude and direction, both it has, hence it is the vector quantity. Similarly, mass also has magnitude. Yes, no, 2 kg, 3 kg, 100 kg, like that we tell, means it has magnitude. So, since mass and velocity are having both magnitude and direction, the product of both is together called the momentum, again which is a vector quantity which has both direction and magnitude. That is what is said here. Momentum has both direction and magnitude. Its direction is the same as that of the velocity. The SI unit of meter is kg meter per second. Why do you think its unit is kg meter per second? Now we know P is product of mass into V. What is the unit of mass? Kg. What is the unit of velocity? Meter per second. Hence kg meter per second. Either you can write m/s or ms to the power -1. Either way you can write. So unit of momentum is kg meter per second. Here The first law of motion indicates that when an unbalanced external force acts on an object, its velocity changes, obviously. So that is, the object gets an acceleration. We would now like to study how the acceleration of an object depends on the force applied to it and how we measure the force as well. So let us recount some observation from everyday life they are telling. So during the game of a table tennis, if the ball hits a player, it does not hurt him. On the other hand, if the fast moving cricket ball hits a spectator, it may hurt him. A truck at rest does not require any attention when parked along a roadside. But a moving truck, even at speed as low as 5 meters per second, may kill a person standing in this path. A small mass such as a bullet may kill a person when fired from a gun. These observations suggest that the impact produced by the objects depends on their mass and velocity. Similarly, if an object is to be accelerated, we know that a greater force is required to give a greater velocity. In other words, there appears to exist some quantity of importance that all combines the objects of that mass and its velocity, and that is momentum. So how they are explaining here, children, you have studied, no? In 8th class, in one MCQ you had, which has a greater momentum, 5 rupee coin or 1 rupee coin. So your answer was 5 rupee coin. Insect is flying. It is 5 rupee coin has greater momentum when compared to 1 rupee coin, that we said. Similarly, if I throw you a small stone, what do? If your friend, don't want me, don't consider me. So your friend is throwing a small stone towards you. So what would be your reaction? So what will you do? You may not feel that hurt. Yes, no, you may take the same stone and throw him at the back. You all are experts in that, boys especially. But if at all a person throws a heavy rock on you, what would you do? So the effect of a small stone hitting you is different from a quite bigger stone, a quite big stone. Don't imagine rock, okay? Don't want. As comparatively a bigger stone coming and hitting you, it will hurt you more. Why? Because its mass was more. Compared to the small stone, the mass was more. Yes, no? So there you have the concept of difference in mass, children. Similarly, if a truck is standing on the roadside, nobody worries. Yes, no? But if at all a JCB or a truck is taking reverse gear, means it is coming in the reverse direction, means yes, no, it is very difficult. Even very low speed it is coming also. If it hit us, we may not be able to bear that force and the person may result in death. So the impact of the bigger sized object is more when compared to the small stone which is thrown at you. Yes, no? So all these examples and one more thing is, in Bangalore we know heavy huge traffic is there. So if at all a bicycle or a two-wheeler person comes and hit you, you may fall. We may fall. Yes, no? But if at all a lorry or a bus comes and hit us, the result is different. So mass is more means, if mass is more, the momentum also varies. So you might have heard when the accident has taken place, if you might have heard few people talking about with the concept of this momentum. Bus ಬಂದು ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ momentum ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, but two-wheeler ಬಂದು ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ momentum ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಅಂತ they will talk with you. Momentum more, so only we get hurt more, like that. So by these example, clearly you can understand the concept of momentum, children. It is defined as the product of mass and velocity, and its unit is kg meter per second. So beautifully it is being explained. Please read in the textbook. Now, moment has both the it is a vector quantity and SI unit we studied. Since the application of an unbalanced force brings a change in velocity of the object, it is therefore clear that the force also produces a change of momentum. Let us consider a situation in which a car with a dead battery is to be pushed along the straight road to give it a speed of 1 meter per second, which is sufficient to start its engine. If one or two persons give a sudden push, that is unbalanced force to it, it hardly starts. But a continuous push over some time results in gradual acceleration of the car to the speed. It means that the change of momentum of the car is not only determined by the magnitude of the force but also by the time during which the force is exerted. How true, no children? If at all, as they said, an electric car may require a force of 1 meter, velocity of 1 meter per second. If it moves, its engine gets started, but its battery is dead. So 2 or 3 persons are trying to push the car. So if that one they push with to some direction and stop, the engine may again go off, or it may not start at all. But if they are continuously pushing for some distance, the engine may start up. So how much force are you applying, or with what momentum you are pushing not only matters, but how long the force is applied there also matters. So the quantity time comes into play here. So it means that the change of momentum of the car is not only determined by the momentum, but magnitude of force, but also by the time during which the force is exerted. It may then also be concluded that the force necessary to change the momentum of an object depends on the time rate at which the momentum is changed. So don't worry about this. Now they have given here in page number 119, before mathematical formulation of second law, children, you have one paragraph, that is the statement of Newton's second law of motion. Please do mark it. It is stated as, the second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum, now you know what is momentum. Rate of change of momentum also you know. Means if the force or the velocities keeps on changing, that is rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. So rate of change of momentum is okay, you have understood, I hope. Is proportional to the applied force, applied unbalanced force they are telling. So momentum is proportional to F, the unbalanced force. Why they are using the word unbalanced force? Why? Because balanced force means the body is in rest. Only if the unbalanced force is acted upon by the body, then only the body will move. So what they say here is, children, the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of force is very important, because we have kept on studying now, in whichever direction you are applying the force, in the same direction the object will move. So the momentum, the rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional, or just they use the word proportional, to the force. Which force? Unbalanced force acting in the same direction. That is what is given. Acting in the direction of force. In whichever direction the force is applied, in the same direction the body starts to move. Means its momentum is changing. With this background and formula of momentum, children, let us now mathematically derive or arrive at the Newton's second law of motion. F is equal to m into A.